Alright. When we left off last time, Carver's just done something amazing and, actually moved. We got Numidians basically, with a boat over here, possibly landing armies, perhaps. Germania is getting squished by both the Scythians as well as, the Britons. Macedon's possibly pushing on to Rome over here. Or maybe Spain is. And then there's a giant Parthia over here, who's probably going to take all of Anatolia for ourselves, and, well, we'll see where the base go from there. I have high hopes for this episode. It's only been a term, but I just want to note that basically we've gone from having, the Germans basically attacking Patavium to the Spanish basically attacking Patavium. I'm not sure if it's going to help them to have, the Spanish with their big armies over here attacking them, but it's just more stuff for, the Romans to sort of deal with over here, I guess. Also, note that Tarsus fell, but, essentially it's just more of a push for, Parthia against Pontus over here for the most part. I'm not sure what happened, but, the SPQR died. I guess all their faction members died somehow? I mean, it's only been 100 turns. They shouldn't be redeciding just fast. Alright, well, that's interesting. It seems a little fast for them to be dying this fast, but now we have, no, Roman cohesion base anymore. Oh, look at this! Spain's attacking Retrum over here now. Maybe we'll attack Redium too, so we might see Spanish basically, Spain push into, Italy over here again. Not sure if Macedon's going to do anything, but, whatever. I kind of felt I had to note it because the Scipii really haven't done anything in this game, so this is the first thing they ever did. They attacked Rome when I basically turned into Rebel Summit. I'm not sure it's really going to do anything else besides this, but they're doing something. Did Spain get pushed back or something? Blah, blah. By the way, these guys can now peace out if they want to, so you might see these guys actually, go to peace at some point. Those guys have a tired, thing there. Spain and, the Romans should still be at war, so I'm not really sure why they pulled back. Maybe got beaten. I figured I'd note this, but apparently Numidia thinks it's a good idea to go after, Parthia here. I mean, currently they don't have any armies really down here to sort of, do anything about this, but they're getting closer and closer to sort of wiping out the Pontus, forces over in Anatolia, so it won't be long before that's done. By the way, Greek was basically forced back at some point, so they're basically just waiting to be killed, I guess, for the most part. We're still waiting for a siege to be finished over here. It might be a while because they didn't immediately attack the next turn, so maybe they're scared of all these gladiators in here for some reason. Also note that these guys have pre-Marian units, by the way, so I'm not sure basically we have any post-Marian stuff basically going on just yet. Of course, that might be a little bit difficult for me to do. They only got a large city right here, a large city right there, a large city right there. You need to have a huge city, right? And all these cities here just just large, and that's about it. And that's because they lost Patavium right away to Romans, so they don't actually have that advantage of being able to build Patavium into Imperial Palace in there right away. So Romans can be a lot more, weakened as a result of that. Because the AI doesn't usually build up, sewers and stuff like that, basically sort of grow up their cities, basically. Alright, well, here we go. They're going to try and take Rome. And they clearly took it. Will that actually activate the Scipii do a little bit more now? Or are they still going to be like, just sort of just doing nothing? That's the thing. I only just noticed this, but apparently at some point roads basically fell to the Egyptians. So that's no longer Greek. That means that Pergamum and Syracuse are the last cities for the Greeks here. And there's a nice Pontus army here, possibly waiting to take, Pergamum over here, so... They possibly might get, like, wiped out of, like, Asia over here. I know they're attacking over here in Numidia, but I don't know if that's army gonna be enough of a basis for, like, fort the, like, the Pontus there. And really, as soon as, like, Parfum moves over, it'll be, like, it'll take him out that way as well, so there's that, too. They're still under attack over here. It feels very odd that, like, Sicily's so barren of, like, troops and these guys aren't moving because AI, I guess, but whatever. Anyways. Now, something to note, by the way, this is a huge city, so it's possible that since they conquered, like, Rome here, these guys may actually, like, get, like, post-Marian, like, troops to resolve that, possibly. Though it could be that, like, Rome doesn't count, so who knows. By the way, I'll note that Macedon's going after like, the Germanian, like, cities up here, so Germany is being slowly wiped out. It really feels like the final moments for Germania. They're basically under attack here, and like, I view them. And they basically only have, like, Themyscira basically up here, so... They're basically on their last legs. They have, like, some troops down here, but I mean... They'll probably be pushed back here by Spain, or maybe Macedon if, like, they decide to go after them. I mean, since Patavium is like, Germania, and they are at war with, Germania, they might send these troops basically all over here to, like, conquer it. They pieced out Brutii, by the way, but I mean... If they take, like, Patavium, they might be more tempted to go after them again. Who knows? They're attacking over here in the Numidia again, by the way, to Parthians, so they're resuming their conquests. They did lose, like, Scipii over here, but I mean... Unless, like, the Numidian space pushed this far, it doesn't really matter. They're also trying to attack Campus Atlantia over here for some reason, but I think they're failing or something, because they got pushed back the last time. Well, let's just keep watching and see what happens as this unfolds. I figure I better, like, note it, but yeah. Spain's coming back to take Oscar and reunite their lands. Powerful actually tried something, but you didn't really follow up on it. And not really doing anything else in these, like, other, like, islands either, so, oh well. I'll note that this fell to the Britons, by the way, so... That's basically the only target for Macedon, I think, because they're not at war with anyone else, I don't think, so... Just go check out them. Yeah, that's basically it. They have one target right there they have to basically go after, so... Oh yeah, they're allied to the Scythians, by the way, so basically they're going to go after, like, the Britain, or going after, like, Rome. That's basically all their targets, basically, right now. Unless they, like, island hop over here or something. There's Parthia, by the way. At war with Numidians, at war with, like, Pontus. They're allied to the Greeks, apparently. Interesting. Well, I figure I better note this as well, but... That's it. They have one more settlement to go. I wonder what Spain's going to do now, because they have a big army here. That's enough to sort of, like, take on Irinium, or, possibly go after Rome with all those Scipii armies right there. If they use them well. I also wonder as well if, like, these guys might go to war with each other, because technically there's nothing stopping the Brutii and the Scipii from going to war with each other. And then one of them could possibly reunite Rome and, like, go from there. Numidia fell, by the way, so just a couple more cities for Pontus, and that's about it. So, here's a question for you guys. Who's stronger? The British chariots, or the Scythian horse archers? Well, these two are now going at each other because, Germany's basically is down here by themselves, and who really cares about that? The Scythians do keep coming over here to attack, but I mean... They seem to be sending, like, 6 small forces to sort of take Themyscira. I don't know why. Oh, there we go. Maybe they'll also take it. Don't really see any action from Parthia over here, but I'll note that Parthia does have some armies over here now, so it's possibly they might like, you know, be thinking about going over here to like Saiwa a little bit now. Well, that's a small army now. Is that gonna do anything? I don't think so. And yeah, Carthage is doing absolutely nothing. You know, I find it funny that Egypt's actually trying to do something now. They do have a couple of armies, I guess, to sort of like mess up Parthia a little bit, but they feel like their, you know, a faction is basically gone. And it's likely, like, you know, Parthia might respond to that too, but whatever. You know, I find it interesting that, basically at this point, if you go to diplomatic extension, note that, like, say, Spain over here, they're not at war with, like, you know, the Brutii anymore. So yeah, basically we're seeing, like, you know, the fact that, like, you know, the Senate is gone, that the Roman faction is going to basically ally or, like, you know, be enemies of whoever they want to, so they're not enemies of, like, Scipii, not enemies of Brutii, just Julii and, like, Carthage right now, for them. These guys are just at war with, like, you know, the Scythians for the most part, and Brutii, or, no, the Germanians were right over there. They're allied to the Brutii. Annoyingly, these guys decided to ally to Brutii, because why not, but, oh! They're at war with Scythians now. They were allied to them. I guess they must have broke their alliance, and they're going after them now. I suppose at a bigger front, so it's more likely they were going to go after them than, like, you know, Brutii, but oh well. They're still war with these guys, technically, but they're not really, like, you know, going after them, unfortunately. Alright. It may have begun. Spain is attacking Rome. So it's very possible that we might see, like, you know, Spain become the leader in, like, you know, victory conditions again. That sounds very odd to hear, like, you know, Spain doing well, like, twice in, like, you know, these AI campaigns, but here they are, attacking Rome yet again. And yeah, over here, basically we have, like, you know, Egypt being Egypt and Parthia being Parthia. I think they're going to go after here first before we do anything else, but who knows. Who knows what Numidia is going to do as well, because they're possibly going to go after, like, you know, Cyrene up here. You know, the Numidians did have troops over here at one point, but I guess they took them back off, because, you know, their trireme is basically over here now. And it's a trireme, by the way. Unless I have two ships. Possibly that could be a bireme over there or something else, but, oh well, whatever. I completely forgot to notice, but yes, Osca has fallen to Spain again. I wonder if they'll decide to island hop over here at some point. Interesting. Well, wonder where the guys popped up from. I just noticed this, but yeah, Pergamum has fallen to the Pontus. I mean, it's eventually going to happen. Probably the Greeks are going to get kicked off, but you know, it's cool that basically happened, I guess. And whoa, look at this! Spain landed some troops over here. We've seen this before, of course, but I mean, that was before when they had all of Italy. This time they don't. I wonder if we're going to attack Messenia again, and we'll have like Spanish Messenia again. I wonder if the Greeks will do anything, because they basically have all their troops basically here now, so that's basically it for them. Also, by the way, like, you know, Spain and, like, you know, Parthia ceasefired. Macedon took Lovasic, and then they just, you know, ceasefired them as well, so I guess for conflict, we just have, like, you know, Britain and Scythia, and that's basically about it up here. And then these guys are at war with, like, Germania, because, you know, it seems like everyone's at war with, like, the Germanians, but they're not actually attacking them for some reason. No one, you know, no one is. Spain, I can understand, decided to go after, like, you know, Rome over here, so that's a prize target to take for sure, but someone should be attacking, like, Patavium over here for sure. Maybe these guys are going to do that. Sure enough, they did. But more notably, it happened. Spain took Rome, again. Alright, well, we'll check out how close they are to basic victory conditions, but I want to note that, yes, Macedon's basically pushing into here as well, so strong Macedon, strong like Spain, basically pushing Rome over here. And yeah, they have a troop over here, these guys, but I wonder what the Julii are going to do over here. Alright, well, let's just check the territorial rankings then. So rankings. Spain. Let's see, where are you? I should actually do the territorial rankings here first, so yes. Spain. Macedon. So basically there's like Spain and Macedon right now. They're basically fairly close to each other in sort of like, you know, terms of territory. Macedon's a little bit bigger, but I mean, Spain holds Rome and has like, you know, some fairly nice territories at this point probably as well. They're not as rich as Macedon, perhaps. If I throw in Parthia, there's Parthia basically all the way up there. They lost Siwa up there, but I mean, they're still like, you know, clearly the biggest faction in the game. Numidia is basically down here, because, you know, they have a lot of territory, but it's not a lot of settlements in that territory. If you look at Scipii and Britain, they're basically, you know, just sort of like in a pact near Spain and like, you know, nothing really too much more in that. And was anyone else pretty big at this point? I think these are the big factions now. Just like, you know, Macedon, Parthia, Britain, Scipii, and Spain. Because, you know, Carthage is basically right there. Scipii is right there. Brutii is right there. Pontus is right there. So, those are the main contenders for stuff. Financially, they're right there. Population. So, Parthia's got the most population, obviously, followed by Macedon. And then the other guys are sort of like this down there. Overall ranking. So, Parthia's doing the best. Macedon's just following them. And then Spain, of course, is like, you know, in third place right there. But Spain's the one with like the you know, Rome right now. So, they're closest to winning. I guess. In a sort of sense. And yes, allies are being like made and stuff like that. These guys are going to ceasefire. Not that it's going to help Germania, but you know, you do you. Will these guys bring their armies over here to defend Scare to bring, you know, bring the bear on them, I wonder. Alright, there we go. Patavium finally fell to Macedon. Which basically means they're now like, you know, in Italy over here. Now, I'm not really sure what Macedon or Spain are going to basically do next, but technically Spain is still technically at war with, like, you know, Scipii, so they might go after them. The Macedon, they could go after Spain, but they could also go after, like, you know, Brutii here, or even go after, like, you know, the Britons or, like, you know, Scythians again. Though they did ally the Scythians again, so they're probably going to, like, maybe avoid going after them, perhaps for now. Oh, look at that! So, Germany's, like, you know, kind of a sovereign, like, you know, state of, like, you know, Macedon here, so how big is like, you know, Germany? They're right there. Look at that! They gave him back Equintium over here. After taking, like, you know, this and, like, turning him into, like, their puppet state. That's funny, by the way, seeing Themyscira as their capital, but, you know, it's up there. I'm not sure it's a good idea for, you know, Macedon, but I mean, okay. Why not? Parthia took Siwa, by the way. They might go over here to, like, you know, attack Lepus, like, Magna over here, or... well, they aren't really up here anymore, so that's a thing. Yeah, it looks like all their troops are pouring after Numidia for some reason, so that's probably going to cost them, because eventually these guys are going to, like, you know, get attacked by either Egypt or, like, you know, Pontus, or resolve that. And by the way, these guys are sort of like just exchanging blows up here for now, so they lost Vicus Marcomanni to and Vicus Goffi to, like, you know, the Britons, the Scythians did. They're still pretty strong though, so they won't basically like just double overs yet, but you know, that's still a thing to keep in mind. There's British armies who are around just Macedon territory here. They might start something. Oh wow. Finally it happened. Carthage did something again. Well, they're going to try and take Messina before the Spanish basically do, I guess. This is kind of interesting because the Scipii aren't exactly that big, so if they lose the city here, they'll be in the same boat as like the Julii over here for the most part. Now I have to basically check on the Julii by every so often, by the way, so because you know, if Carthage basically attacks them, then that's basically it for them over here too, so last legs for them and such. Alright, so Spain's going after the Brutii apparently, so that's probably not a bad idea for them basically to do because they can cut off Macedon before they like, you know, start coming after them. It will basically put them at like, you know, risk of being attacked by Macedon though, because that's a lot of armies basically have nothing else to do, right? And yeah, over here of course, Egypt and Parthia are basically going at it again somewhere. It probably just attack some armies. I think these armies over here, these Egyptian ones, but you know. Huh. Wasn't there more Egyptian armies over here? Did the Parthians beat them back or something? It is Egypt attacking Parthia, right? So... Alright, there we go. Spain has cut off Macedon from being, like, you know, able to go after the Romans for a little bit. Now, I will know at some point the Greeks attacked Numidia. They even had troops over here in Carthage, but... I'm not sure why they brought them basically back on this boat over here. Or maybe that's like a second, like, army basically over here. Carthage is obviously knocked away, or like, you know, Spain and Carthage basically, like, you know, have been knocked away from Macedonia over here, I guess, for now. Spain and, like, you know, Carthage actually pieced out each other, by the way, so they might have military access to each other right now. But at least we're seeing some action here on, like, Sicily, I guess. Now, what's Spain going to basically do? They're actually at war with, like, both these guys right now, so... Will they go after Capua basically next, because it's basically closer, or will they go after, like, the eastern cities of the Brutii? Because, you know, they've got a few armies up here, and that's basically about it. There's the star catalog. Also note, by the way, like, the Parthians do have some troops over here, so they might be going all the way over here to Leptis Magna, but it's such a long trek for them basically to do, I guess. So, that happened. Aquintium basically fell to the British at some point. I'm not sure if basically the British basically came over and like here like and hit them or something, or like, you know, what, because basically it's like an empty settlement over here, so did they bribe him maybe? That is a British diplomat, by the way, they could have bribed him. So, Germania's basically down to their last settlement over here now. And it's got no governor apparently, so... Where's the Germanian, like, you know, leader, I guess, at this point? Well, Germania's basically dead for the most part, so... Really not much more to basically say about them, I guess. Also, it looks like these guys are marching over here to Tarentum, so... I think we got our answer, like, who they're basically going to go after first. Well, things are heating up. It looks like the Macedons have decided to go after the British. Possibly for going after, like, the Germans like that, or... just because they have nothing else they feel like they want to better do. I guess they're leaving Spain alone for now to let them start doing their own thing, so... Nice guy Macedon for the most part, I guess. Parthia made over here to Leptis Magna at this point, by the way. So that's nice. We might see a very pink bottom of the screen here. The Egyptian army is marching around with, like, nothing really to do, I guess. Maybe he'll attack something at some point. Or maybe he'll get wiped out by Pontus. Alright, there we go. Pontus is going to try and take back Rhodes. I'm not sure if anyone's going to attack Salamis over here. I mean, that sometimes happens, but who knows? I have to say, Spain's got a fairly nice fleet over here. And the Spanish have, like, made it all the way down here to, like, towards Tarentum. Haven't really sieged it yet, but they're down there here at least. The Scythians are trying to take back Scipii up here, but, you know, whatever. It doesn't seem like a whole lot of actions basically happen in this front just yet, but I mean, maybe in a few turns we'll see some like territory change. I just want to note that this basically happened where the pink did spread at least this far. I'm not sure these guys are going to hold their city, but I mean, they did take it at least. So good job to Parthia for getting this far. I kind of wish the Greeks would do something over here. They have the troops. Send them somewhere to conquer. I saw Germania pop up over here, so I had to check out what was basically going on. And it appears that, like, you know, Scipii and Germania are now basically, like, you know, playing puppet masters and such. And by the way, Egypt went to war with, like, Parthia, and then, like, you know, Egypt and Parthia to ceasefire. You know, good old fun. Lots of allies being declared. Now, I'll note that some interesting things are happening in this neck of the woods. Basically down here, Spain's basically attacking Trencham finally, so we might see the Brutii basically start to fall because these are their final cities over here. And they don't have any troops basically left to sort of defend themselves with. The Scipii had more troops than them. There's also a whole lot of battles basically happening up here, but I mean, for the most part, it seems like the blue is basically expanding more than, like, you know, being retracted, even though, like, you know, they're being attacked by Macedon on, like, all fronts over here and, like, stuff like that. I kind of feel that, like, you know, this, like, you know, puppet mastering of, like, Scipii was basically sort of make a buffer state of, like, Germania. To sort of keep them off the back of them, like, you know, from the Britons. I don't think it's going to help them that much, but I mean, you do you, Scipii, I guess. But yeah, for the most part, they're getting, like, shrunk by, like, you know, the battering of, like, you know, the Britons and, like, stuff like that. Does Scipii have that many armies facing left? Like, they have, like, one army, a little bit of, like, an army here, I guess. I have one back here. They don't really have that many, like, troops basically left to Scythians, so they're slowly on their way out, I think. If, like, they get attacked and stuff like that going forward. Oh, look at that. Parthia managed to knock back the Numidians over here. I want to note that I've actually seen this, like, you know, army land here a couple times, but they haven't yet attacked Carthage, so if the Greeks actually do take Carthage, I'll actually note it, but until then, I'm just gonna, like, you know, just note that they have been going here. I get the feeling these, like, Spanish troops are about to leave here, by the way. Go elsewhere. Alright. The Brutii are down to their final city. It's very possible the Spanish basically continue their conquest of them, they'll be wiped out first to the Roman factions. Who would have thunk it? Julii being, like, you know, smash and batter as much as they were in the beginning, they, like, you know, outlast the Brutii of all people. Scipii might follow at some point too, but who knows? That Spanish army made into the boats, by the way, so they might go somewhere. And yeah, this Greek army is, like, you know, it goes forward, it goes back, it goes forward, it goes back. It'd be fine if Parthians get wipe out the Numidians before, like, you know, the Greeks actually do anything, but, you know, AI is gonna AI for the most part. I just wanted to note this, but, you know, Carthage is empty over here. If they were to drop off their army one more time and take that, you know, that'd be hilarious, to say the least. Or if the Julii was basically pop over, or like Spain, because, you know, why not? These guys have yet to basically come down here to, like, you know, Croton, but they might be playing something to, like, Spanish. Perhaps like Macedon over here, perhaps. Who knows? And yeah, they're continuing their, like, you know, sort of pushes up here, these guys, but I think Macedon's having a bit of an issue with, like, you know, all the British troops and stuff like that. Britain's actually not that, like, you know, weak, basically, so they're actually putting up a fight for, like, you know, the Macedon to basically sort of deal with. Alright, well, Spain is doing some interesting things. They've decided to attack, you know, British in the back while, like, they're basically, like, you know, dealing with, like, Macedon and Scipii over here. And of course, they're basically, like, you know, being sieged all over the place over here as well, so they've got issues to, you know, the British. And apparently the Scythians do have an army here, so they're not out of the woods yet, basically, for, you know, dealing with, like, you know, all these, like, attacks over here. Now, I'll note that basically the Spanish do have armies based over here, but they keep taking this army over here, dumping on this land, taking it back up, dumping on this land. It's like they can't decide to attack Macedon or, like, you know, not attack Macedon. The Greeks are back here, by the way. Parthians have a lot of troops based over here as well. Egypt and, like, Parthia keep dancing over here every so often. So is Pontus within Egypt over here. We're kind of in a holding pattern. I hope we're going to break it, but if we don't break it in actually, like, you know, a few turns, I'll basically, like, just end the episode and, like, you know, we'll just have to start again. A new, like, you know, save. You know, I find it hilarious that, like, you know, Serta fell over here. Now, it looks like Numidia is basically abandoned, like, Thapsus over here for some reason, so the Parthians might decide to attack, like, you know, Thapsus or go over Carthage, who knows? They're both viable targets basically for him at this point. The Greeks are still here, but, you know, not really doing anything. Spain is, like, you know, somewhere. Maybe those troops will be used to do something, who knows? They've almost captured all of, like, you know, Gaul over here, so I might end the episode with, like, you know, them basically capturing all of Gaul. But, you know, I had to basically note that Serta basically fell over here, because Parthia just keeps structuring, you know? It'll take Dimini next. Or Nupti. Or even go all the way over to Tingi. Alright, we'll be ending it with, like, you know, this little bit here. They managed to take, like, you know, Dimini over here. They might go after the Nupti at some point with this army over here. They're going after Thapsus right now. Parthia is basically, like, you know, dominating for the most part. Will they basically take out all the Numidia and then, like, you know, turn back to basically focus their efforts over here again once more? And yeah, being attacked for here again, and, you know, I guess Pontus is now on a ship, because, you know, why not? Spain's troops are still over here. It might happen that these guys will get reset by the way as well to Spanish troops, and they might actually use them to sort of, like, you know, attack Croton, or maybe actually attack the Scipii, who knows? But they hold all of, like, you know, France at this point, so Spain's in a very good position to win this game, by the way. I mean, Macedon's sort of attacking up here, sort of taking territory, but it's not great territory for them. Well, Spain's actually getting, like, you know, at least average territory, as to say the least. Because a lot of stuff basically has, like, port access, so technically it's getting, like, you know, port, like, money from that. And I guess, like, you know, less is, like, you know, Mars cities, so there's that too. Well, let's enter here. I'll see you guys in the next one.